Hello everyone, welcome to English Literature with Sumi. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the influence of French on English language. So in one of my previous videos, I have already told you that the development of English language depends upon many factors. Out of those factors, the contribution of foreign languages is on the topmost because there are many loan words taken from other languages in English language, and it has also helped in increasing our English vocabulary. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So before starting off with the video, I would like to request to all of you who are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest notification. In this channel, I make videos related to English language and literature. And if you have not watched my previous video on the development of English language, the link is in the I button. You can click on the link and watch that video also. So let's get started. So two of the most important factors in the development of English language is the foreign influence, that is the influence of foreign languages in our own language, that is English language, and the next and the most important is the change in meaning of words. Change in meaning of words I will not be discussing today. I will be making a separate video on the change in meaning of words. That is also an interesting topic. And the foreign influence, out of the foreign influence, I will only be going to discuss today about the French influence. So before starting off with the French influence particularly, let us first understand what is meant by foreign influence. So there are substantial elements of Scandinavian, French and Latin in English language along with words from most languages of Europe. And most of the words taken from these languages like Scandinavian, French and Latin are still foreign in their nature, but some of them has become an essential part of our everyday speech. When I proceed through the video, you will come to know that most of the words that we use today are or have been derived from French language, and these words taken from foreign languages are known by a particular term, and that term is known as loan words. Now, loan words have come into our languages from following sources. They may have been brought by foreign invaders who have settled here, that is England. They may have come through foreign contacts in war, exploration, travel, etc. And they may also have come through scholarship, learning and culture. So these are some of the sources through which loan words or foreign words have come to our English language. Now we come to the French influence. So the French influence actually started from the time of the Norman conquest of 1066. The year 1066 is one of the most important date in the history of English language as well. So the event that began the transition from Old English to Middle English was the Norman conquest of 1066, when William, who was the conqueror, Duke of Normandy, and he later became William I, he invaded the island of Britain from his home base in northern France. So he was a ruler in northern France, and he settled in his new acquisition along with his nobles and court. So William, he crushed the opposition and deprived the Anglo-Saxon earls of their property, and he also started distributing it to his Normans, nobles and some English who supported him. So in this way, he conquered the part of Britain. Then the Normans, they used to speak a rural dialect of French with considerable Germanic influence. This is known as the Norman French, which was quite different from the standard French of Paris of that time. So these differences became even more evident or marked or prominent after the Norman invasion of Britain, particularly after 1204, when King John of England, he lost the French part of Normandy to King of France. So first William the Duke, who was the conqueror and Duke of Normandy, he invaded the island of Britain, and then this he had to lose, or he has to lose this French part to the King of France. So in this way, the Anglo-Norman French became the language of kings and nobility of England for more than 300 years. Okay, so although the kings and the nobility of England, they began to speak the Anglo-Norman French, the peasantry and the lower classes, they continued to speak the English language. This English language was considered by the Normans a low-class vulgar tongue, and in this way the two languages began to develop parallel on each side. So it is this mixture of Old English and Anglo-Norman that is usually referred to as the Middle English, and this Middle English is also the English that was prevalent during the age of Chaucer. Now let us see what are the loan words that English language has taken from French language. The Normans bequeathed over 10,000 words to English, of which most of the words are still in use today. So firstly, the group of words that has been derived from French are abstract nouns ending in suffixes like age, aunts, aunts or aunt, meant, or starting with prefixes like d, x and pre. So you can very easily find out that words which ends in age and aunts or starts with d or x, they are derived from French. Then the next group of words are words related to matters of crown and nobility like crown, castle, prince, count, duke, baron, noble, sovereign, etc. So out of this group, most of the words we use in our everyday speech. Then the next group of words is group of words related to government and administration like parliament, government, governor, city, etc. So these particular words are also there in our everyday usage. Then the next group of words are related to court and law like court, judge, accuse, arrest, condemn, jury, prison, etc. So of course these words also we use in our everyday speech. The next group of words derived from French are words that are related to war and combat like army, armor, archer, battle, soldier, guard, courage, enemy, destroy, etc. You can find many other words related to war and combat which are derived from French language. The next group belong to words related to authority and control like obedience, servant, peasant, serf, laborer, etc. Then the next group belonging to fashion and high living. As we all know that Paris is a center for fashion, so of course there will be words related to fashion and high living in our English language as well. So these words are mansion, gown, money, boot, mirror, banquet, herb, spice, sauce, etc. Then words related to art and literature that are derived from French are the word art itself, then color, language, literature, poet, chapter, etc. The next group is interesting because while humble trades continued to use Anglo-Saxon names like baker, miller, etc., they did not leave their Anglo-Saxon names, but the more skilled trades adopted French names like the mason, the painter, the tailor, the merchant, etc. So these occupations were a little bit skilled than the baker, miller, so they adopted French names in order to achieve a high stature. The next group is also interesting because the names of animals that used to graze in the field, they continued to use their Anglo-Saxon name like sheep, cow, ox, etc., or the English name. But the animals that are cooked and served in the table, they adopted French names like beef, mutton, pork, bacon, venison, etc. So these are also interesting because we usually think that these are all English words, but no, they are derived from French language. Then another thing that happened during that time was a French word completely replaced an old English word like crime replaced Firen, place replaced toe, people replace Leod, etc. So crime, place and people are French words and Firen, Stowe and Leod are Old English words. Then often French and Old English components they combine to form new words like the French gentle and the Germanic man, they combine to form gentleman. Then words with roughly the same meaning also survived like the French maternity survived or they did not replacement did not take place and they continued to exist side by side like maternity in addition to Old English motherhood. Then infant also was there and child also was there. Battle is there, fight is also there. So these words, although they are synonyms, they continue to survive with each other. Then even during the reign of the Norman king Henry II, many more Frenchian words from central France were imported in addition to their Anglo-Norman counterparts which was already there. Like the Frenchian gauge and the Anglo-Norman wage. Gauge is also there, wage is also there. Then guardian and warden is also there. Both of them are still surviving in our language. Then during the time of Queen Eleanor also, she was a French noble. She also championed many terms of romance and chivalry during her time, like words like romance, damsel, music, passion, etc. So these are few of the words or loan words we can say that contributed in increasing or in contributing to make our English vocabulary more interesting, more lively with their words. And in this way, French had or the French language had a very dominant influence on our English language. So that's all for today, and if this video has been of any help to you, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest notifications. In this channel, I post about videos related to English language and English literature, and I can thank you and don't forget to subscribe.